Okay.
I'm here with the 4-time Olympian, 2-time WNBA champion, 3-time MVP, Lisa Leslie.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I just want to let you know I wore red lip because of you.
Oh, good.
I
Awesome.
absolutely did.
You look great.
Thank you. So do you. You're the first woman to dunk in the WNBA. You're also the first one that I can recall to cross over so heavily into the entertainment field. Was that transition easy for you? Talk about it. What made you go into that?
Well, for me, I just never wanted to be one thing. I think sometimes as kids you dream and people always ask you what do you want to be and you have to pick like this one career. And I'm like, well, I actually want to do broadcasting. I want to be a model. I want to be a public speaker. I just have always had so many goals on my goal list. And so being a basketball player was one of those things. And I think I tried to use that platform as best I could. But I knew that I wanted to do so many other things. And I'm glad to be the first for a lot of those things, but I think it's definitely opened up a lot of doors. And so many women have come before me who've opened doors for me. And I'm really happy and thankful for the opportunities that I've had and created for myself as well.
Did you look toward any particular woman when you were growing up that enabled you to do that?
Well, I mean, obviously my mom was amazing support, but if you talk about like a role model, if you will, I think Oprah Winfrey is probably the role model for so many women. But as an African American woman, watching her on television, I wanted to do broadcasting, but then also seeing her as an actress. I mean, she's multifaceted, obviously. She has so much money and she's a philanthropist. She gives back, and I think she's just so inspiring. And so for me, just having a small chunk of like, hey, I want to do so many different things, and having the opportunity to model here in New York for Wilhelmina was a great time in my life.
Shout out to Willie. That was my first agency too.
Yes, and then just being able to create things and do broadcasting and talking sports. I mean, hey, I love sports, and being on We Need to Talk, being on an all-women's platform, that's another amazing opportunity. Working for TNT, I now work for Fox and cover the Orlando Magic for the NBA. I'm also a realtor. My husband and I, we do real estate together in Florida, and we get a chance to represent athletes and entertainers and sell them beautiful homes. And so I just feel like there's no limit to what we can do. We have to, obviously education is very important, and you know, the sky's the limit.
How are you able to balance that and be taken seriously? I mean, you would go out and you would blog everybody's shot, and you would go out and you'd model. You'd be on the cover of Vogue. So how did that work out for you?
Well, for me, I just feel like people pigeonhole you until like you're a basketball player, and that they think maybe that's all that you can do. It's like, no, actually it's not. I have my master's in business. I am a businesswoman, and I feel like, you know, now with the social media, you get to see everybody's hustle in a totally different way. I've been doing this for a long time. But I think it's just about the desire. You know, we have choices in life, and we get a chance to go out and inspire other people. But you also have to inspire yourself. It's about self-love and believing in yourself. It's about educating yourself. And now with the social media and with the internet, I mean, you younger people, you guys have an opportunity to do anything, because all you do is Google it, educate yourself, figure it out. What does it take to do that job? And it's all about learning and wanting to be great, I think. And so for me, obviously I was competitive and I did the best I could in basketball. But I'm still that same person inside that I want to be great at whatever else it is that I do.
So you have this longevity in the film industry now. How is this role in Uncle Drew different than, you know, one-on-one or Think Like a Man?
Yeah, so I think for me, I've always had the opportunity to act. Being in LA, I started acting when I was like 10th grade. I loved drama. I did some acting at USC. But the problem is that I'm always playing Lisa Leslie. Well, that's the no-brainer because I'm Lisa Leslie. But to have an opportunity to play a character like Betty Lou, that's not me. I'm not 70-year-old lady, but I love the opportunity to be her because she's so feisty and she's, you know, she loves Preacher. Preacher's her husband, who's played by Chris Webber. And, you know, it's all about him and her pursuit to get to him. And so it was a fun time. I enjoyed all the prosthetics and the process it took to become Betty Lou. And being around the guys, I think the best part is just being on the court. And I mean, Kyrie's amazing, and he plays Uncle Drew, but just, I'm really on the court with Kyrie Irving, who's passing me the ball. Betty Lou made too many buckets, by the way. They had to edit all of that out.
She's too nice.
She's
too nice.
She was getting too many buckets, but I had a great time.
Who was your favorite to work on set with?
I think we laughed so much. Probably Nate Robinson. Nate is just a comedian. He's like Kevin Hart of the basketball court. You know, it's just, he's so fun. He's funny. He dunked on Shaq. Like, it was just, he's just a great guy. I think he has a great personality. We went out a few times, you know, had dinner. He's just a really good guy. And yeah, Nate, the world is not flat. But beyond that,
I think they all think that. Kyrie thinks that too. It's kind of weird.
I don't know where
They're
they came up with that.
They're
They were watching too many YouTubes at
It's
night.
like,
But
wow. So you said you got to play outside of your personality. Tell the fans, what is your personality?
my personality off the court, see, most people know me from basketball and it's very serious. But off the court, everybody who knows me knows I love to laugh. I am very much a Lucille Ball fan because I'm a little similar to her. I don't have blonde hair. I got a few streaks, but sometimes a little dinky. I love to laugh. I love to laugh. I laugh a lot with my husband and my children. My kids dance. Sometimes I post videos of them, and you always hear me laughing in the background because I love to laugh, and they make me laugh. I love life. I'm very happy, and I think that being a self-employed person has given me the freedom to be a wonderful wife, to be a great mom, to be home, to cook. I cook and take my kids to school and help them with the homework. I do everything every other mom does. And
Super
have
mom.
all these jobs.
Super mom.
Yeah, but I don't
Innocent.
have a traditional job, so I don't have to be anywhere from 9 to 5 every day. And that's about, you know, that whole idea of being self-employed and being the woman that you want to be, being the kind of wife and mom you want to be. And so hopefully that also can be looked at as something to be a role model. Because sometimes, I believe statistically about 85% of Americans are doing jobs that they don't love.
Yeah, it's sad.
And so we have to learn to disrupt ourselves, which is a really great book that I read called Disruptive Game. But that one's by Whitney Johnson. I think it's Disrupt. I think it was called not Disruptive Game, maybe. Something about disrupting yourself. But the gist of the book is about if you're in a job that you don't love, figure out ways to pick what job would you do for free? What job would you do that makes you happy? And figure out what that job is. Don't quit your job today, but figure out what that job is and work backwards to figure out how do you get to that job. Well, I'm in that job. I get a chance to talk sports and I get paid. I'm going to talk about sports
so
anyway.
Beautiful.
What time's the game tonight? I got to catch the game.
Gotta catch the game.
You know, it's just, I get a chance to do the things that I really love. I'm very happy. And
that is so beautiful.
Percentages?
And she is a legend and a Hall of Famer. There's a new Hall of Fame inductee class coming in this weekend. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I'm always excited. Grant Hill's going in, but I always love to pull out the ladies. Tina Thompson, Katie Smith.
Yes, coaches.
Both of them, you know, well-deserved. My teammates that, one thing I can say about most of the women that I play with, we worked hard, we showed up, we didn't take days off. And Tina Thompson, who we're both from the same high school and college, is made from the same cloth. I mean, she's a hard worker. She's going to be successful whatever she does. Because that's just the way we're made.
Yeah.
You know, we're from LA. It's what we do.
That's just what they do.
That's what we do. I mean, you figure out what you want to do and you go after it 100%. We don't know how to half do it. And I am so happy for Tina and I'm so happy for Katie, who's also a hard worker and fierce on the court. You'd rather have her on your team knocking down threes than against you, but I've had both.
Absolutely.
But both well deserving of becoming Hall of Famers.
I want to thank you so much for your time. I want you to leave fans with one lasting impression.
Yes.
One type of summary for where you're at in life right now, any type of motivation you have for us.
Pray. Be prayerful.
Absolutely.
I'm a very prayerful person.
Absolutely.
I think having God in my life and putting Christ first has been the ultimate blessing. So I bless you guys with that. Pray.
She blesses us.